Hey guys, this is Krishna from Vanguard, where we help small businesses secure their website. In this quick video, I'm going to show you one quick fix you can make today to protect your site from hackers, spams, and silent threats without any coding required. Let's jump into it.
Guys, thank you for joining me in this new video. And what we're going to look at today, I believe, is number 5 in this series of security fixes for your business website for business owners. And what we're going to look at today is going to be backing up your website. But I truly believe backing up your site is probably the first thing that you should probably implement. But the reason why I put it number 5 is because it's a little bit more involved compared to the other security fixes that we had above. The other fixes were mostly providing your website on the security site checker, right? And it will give you some type of grade or sort of a feedback about your site. But this one, you really need it. For this one, you really need to go ahead and actually, do a few more things. So that's why I put it number 5 over here. And backing up your site is really gonna save you from a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, right? So if you've been hacked, or if maybe somebody in your company has deleted some files, you wake up one morning and you no more orders can be found. All your leads that you saved on your website are gone, and many important other documents. This is where backup can really come and save the day. So what happened is, if you knew that 2 days before everything was working well, this is where with a backup you can go maybe 3 or 4 days right from the day where you are now and restore it as it was back then, right? This is really when you also really gonna work if maybe your website does have a lot of changes. If it does your site doesn't really have a lot of changes, you don't need to do as many backup as a website that constantly change. So but it's very important to have a backup. And if you have a WordPress website, this is usually easier to implement. But even if you don't have a WordPress website, I'm going to mention a couple of things that you can do. Right. So, like I said, it's not only for hackers. It can be maybe an error that you made, something that you deleted, without really paying attention. You can retrieve it with a backup, right? So with WordPress, the way you do that is you can do it easily with a plugin called UpdraftPlus. So the way you install it, you go to plugin, we go to add plugin over here, and I already have installed it. This is on some type of demo local website that I have. So I'm just gonna write over here Draft Plus. That is the name. So I already have it activated. You will just go install now and then activate it, right? When this is activated, we're gonna come up here. You're gonna see in the navigation bar on the side nav. So this is how it's called, side navigation over here. You're gonna see this Updraft Plus tab, right? So we're gonna click on that. It's gonna bring you here. There is a couple of things I'm just gonna really just remove really quickly like this, and this is what you're gonna have, right? The setup of it is fairly simple. The main tab that really matters are the backup and restore over here and the settings over here, right? And because this is local, I'm not gonna be able to really set that up, but there are several other videos on YouTube that can walk you through that step by step. But this is a quick mention. So you can select where the remote storage of your website is gonna live, right? And Updraft Plus gives you over here several options for it. Your two best option probably are gonna be the one that I use all the time is gonna be Google Drive. Um, especially because Google Drive, even if you are using, I think the free version or your normal website, I think it comes with 25 gigabytes of free space, right? So this is gonna work really well. Dropbox, I think already after about 5 or 10 gigabytes, you're gonna start paying. And the other options over here, they usually either a little bit more costly or the technical expertise or know-how that you're going to need to set it up, is going to increase, right? I think with Google Drive, it's going to be a lot easier to do that. So it's fairly easy. As you click on Google Drive over here, you're usually going to see a link where you need to do extra setup. It's going to redirect you to Google Drive. Just follow the prompts there and set up Google Drive. Once you have selected whether it's Google Drive or another option over here, you will come up at the very top where you're gonna decide the frequency of your backup. So you have backup for files, you have backup for database. What I will just do is really keep those two in sync. That there is very uh the use cases where you're gonna have those two being out of sync is very like it's rare or non-existent. So whatever you decide to have for files, just have the same for database. So over here, usually if let's say my website doesn't have a lot of changes, I will probably go with something like daily, right? So every day at least I have a backup of my website that is being done. So both of those options are gonna be daily. And over here you're gonna decide how many copies are you gonna retain, right? So over here usually about 2 weeks. So you're probably gonna say, if it's daily, you're gonna say, what, I want to retain probably about like 14 copies or maybe like 10 copies. So if something maybe you realize today you're logging in, or maybe 2 days is it's over the weekend, you're logging in on Monday, you have at least the copy of a week prior that you can easily go back, or 2 weeks prior that you can easily go back if you missed something, right? So this is where this definitely helps. So when you have put all the information, um, remember to come up here and save those changes. When that is saved, you're gonna come up here to backup and restore, and you're gonna click on the backup now, which is gonna start the process of backing up your website. Over here, I've already went through that process, and it's letting me know that there is one existing backup over here, which is the one that you're seeing here. And when the backup is done over here, you can decide. So if I go to restore over here, you can decide if you want to restore only plugins or only themes or only uploads or all that, if you have a case where that is needed. But usually, most of the time it's probably better to just restore everything all at the same time, right? So this is what you're gonna have. So all your different backups, as you're gonna do, say, as the several other backups are gonna be created, they're all gonna live here. So depending on when you want to restore, you could just gonna see the date of when you want to restore, and then go ahead and restore it, right? So that is if you have a WordPress website, that would be the way that you can go ahead um, and back up and restore your website. If you do not have a WordPress website, or even or even if you have a WordPress website, the other options to do a backup would be with your host domain, right? So you the where you're actually storing your website. So different options would be SiteGround. I'm using Cloudways over here, WP Engine, like all those different ones, like Bluehost. This is something where you can reach out to your host and ask them about their backup function, right? So for me with Cloudways, this is what I'm using to host pretty much all my domains now. I just love the way it works, especially the backup and restore. It lets you know how far you want to go, and you can go up to 4 weeks, right? To restore that, and every day you decide like you decide the frequency as well, and it's gonna keep it here for you. And you can take the backup if you want something. Let's say you want to make like a given change in a website, and you say you know that change is a little bit tricky or could be problematic, or my is something that is a little bit risky. Then you can come up here, take the backup now, and if something happens, you can always go back to that option. So this is what I'm using. Cloudways, probably gonna have a link in the description just because I love them so much. My website are always stable, and I like the way it works. But you don't need to use that. Whatever you're using now uh, could probably work, right? Just reach out to your host. And let them know you want to activate or turn on the backup function if it's not already turned on, right? And if you want a little bit more help, this is where you can reach out to us, and we can definitely see what we can do, what is your setup, and how we can proceed. So this is what I wanted to cover. Another fix, security fix for your website backup. Probably like the first thing that you should do. You should have, as far as really reducing the stress, reducing the headaches that you're gonna have if like some type of catastrophe happen on your website. So that's where I'm gonna leave you guys at. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I will talk to you another day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share with some friends. If you're a small business owner looking for peace of mind, head over to vanguardbear.com for a free website security audit and learn more about our services. And I will catch you in the next video.